Hey YouTube, I'm back with another mechanical pencil review, and this time I thought I would start catching up on my top 10 because there are a lot of pencils that are my top 10 that have been there since I first started collecting mechanical pencils a couple of months ago, and I did very protracted reviews of them on my blog, cluxer.wordpress.com, and I didn't really have a rating system back then. I didn't do video reviews back then, and so if a mechanical pencil is going to be in my top 10, I think I should probably do a pretty thorough job of reviewing it so that people understand why that makes the top 10 and what the key features are. And so today I'm going to be reviewing the Pentel GraphGear 1000, which I had a request from this from a viewer of my YouTube channel, and so thanks for requesting that, and I'm happy to listen to feedback, and if somebody is interested in something, adding that to my reviews. And the Pentel GraphGear 1000 is a classic Pentel mechanical pencil that is available from most big box stores, your Target, your Walmart, your Office Max, your Office Depot, and it is probably one of the highest quality mechanical pencil that is available from basic retail without having to order from jetpens.com or Amazon or from overseas. So what are the features of the pencil? What do I think of it? Well, first thing you notice when you look at the GraphGear is two things. One, you'll notice that the pencil is all metal. It's aluminum construction. Of course, it's got to be aluminum instead of steel, because aluminum is less dense than steel, and as a result of it, aluminum is a lot lighter in the hand. And then you might be wondering, well, where the heck is the sleeve, the lead sleeve? Well, the GraphGear 1000 is pocket safe, and it's pocket safe in that you can extend the lead sleeve by pushing down on the plunger, and the lead sleeve extends, and then you can click it just as if you would any mechanical pencil. So this is one of the best features of the Pentel GraphGear, and why a lot of people like it, because it's a solidly constructed mechanical pencil that is pocket safe, which is a rarity for drafting pencils. I have a Rotring Rapid Pro coming in the mail, which Rotring Rapid Pro is another example of a retractable lead sleeve mechanical pencil. And if you're on the go and you don't want to stab your pocket out, that's pretty much a feature that a lot of people like to see. Now, how do you make it pocket safe again? Well, this is where the GraphGear is different from a lot of retractable sleeve mechanical pencils. Most retractable sleeve pencils, what you got to do is you mash the top down really hard and then let go just like you would for a pen. But the Pentel GraphGear 1000 sort of is a departure from that, in that in order to retract the lead sleeve, you press the pocket clip, which the pocket clip is amongst the strongest of any mechanical pencil because it is made out of either steel or aluminum. I'm not really sure which. If I were to guess, I would guess it's steel. You press it, and there's a little mechanism, a spring-loaded mechanism in there that retracts the lead sleeve. And so this is one of the niftier features that exists on any drafting pencil, and a big reason why people like the GraphGear 1000, because it allows that pocket safety. Now, one of the problems that you have with extendable lead sleeves like this is that they do tend to be a little less precise and wobbly, but the GraphGear is an example of a mechanical pencil where the lead sleeve is not that wobbly while you are writing. And so even though it's retractable, it maintains a lot of its precision that you would normally lose from a sliding lead sleeve. So what's the other rundown on the features? Well, the grip is a knurled grip. Okay, a knurled grip is etched metal, essentially, and then it has these little plastic nubs or rubberized nubs all around it. You have a lead hardness indicator if you like to have pencils with multiple different lead types. I've been thinking about trying softer leads. As you can see, I have two GraphGear 1000s because, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so I'm home from school right now. I'm a teacher. And so normally I like to keep one at the office and one at home for when I'm working on things. And so I'm thinking about maybe putting 2B lead, a softer lead, into the second pencil. I prefer 0.5 millimeter lead, but the GraphGear 1000 comes in all the standard lead sizes, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, and 0.9. And so there you go. What about some other features? Well, we already talked about the pocket clip, okay, that retracts the lead sleeve. In terms of the top, you have this really strong eraser cap on top, and then it comes with a standard drafting eraser. Okay, so you're not going to be doing a lot of erasing with this. This is one of the downsides of the GraphGear 1000, but I wanted to do a full and complete review, and some people are curious about the erasers, and especially for drafters or artists or architects or engineers who use drafting pencils regularly, they usually have a dedicated eraser that they commit to it. So the small drafting eraser isn't that big a deal. It is the standard Pentel Z2-1 eraser that you can get refills really easy at like Office Max or Office Depot. So what do we think? What do I think overall? Well, a lot of people swear by this pencil, especially since it is one of the highest quality ones that is easy to get here in the United States. Obviously, I can't speak for overseas, but I think the availability makes a huge difference for this one. And so GraphGear 1000 has a lot of perks and a lot of really interesting features, but what's my personal opinion with it? Well, I have two real big gripes with the GraphGear 1000. And my first gripe is that when I'm writing with it, most knurling on mechanical pencils, for those that have metal knurled grips, they vary in sharpness. In other words, how grippy they feel in your hand. And the knurling on the GraphGear is a really fine knurling. I think that maybe they must have added these little rubber inserts to make up for the very fine knurling on the pencil. I'm not sure, but my biggest gripe with the GraphGear is that it feels just very slippery in my hand. The grip on it isn't very strong, and I know that some people might like that. It's not really my cup of tea, personally. So that's a knock on the pencil for me in terms of the writing experience. Another problem that I have with the GraphGear is that it's heavy. Granted, it's made out of aluminum, but I get hand fatigue really easily, and I don't like writing with the GraphGear for extended periods of time because it gets really weighty in my hand. Now, if you're doing a lot of writing professionally, like every day, every hour of the day, like if you're an engineer or an architect or a graphic artist or something like that, I could see how your hand would be strong enough that the weightiness of this pencil being in aluminum would not be a problem for you. It's a problem for me. And so those two big things, the slipperiness of the metal knurled grip and the rubberized pads, combined with the weightiness of the pencil, are two big knocks on the writing experience for me for the Pentel GraphGear 1000. On my standard rating scale, I rate the writing experience for this as okay as a result of those two things. This isn't one that I spend a huge amount of time writing with, and it suffers in my top 10 as a result of this. I know some people who put Pentel GraphGear 1000 in their top 3. This comes in at number 8 on my top 10. So, since writing experience for me is the most important thing, because I want my tools to be functional. Even though the Pentel GraphGear 1000 has a lot of great features, I really dock it significantly on writing experience. So okay on writing experience. For quality, it's good. Okay, it is an all-metal pencil, which normally for an all-metal pencil, I would rate it a great. Some of the internal components of the GraphGear 1000 are plastic. Okay, so if I'm going to be nitpicky about it, some people have complained that when you use the retractable lead sleeve frequently, the parts eventually wear out and it can't be used. I suppose that's true of any pencil, no matter what the design is. So maybe this is a good plus. Features? Well, it pretty much has everything that you would want in a mechanical pencil except for the eraser. So there are pencils that are in my top 10 and my top 5 to be specific that have the full suite of all features or that feel much, much better in my hand. The Pilot S20 feels a lot better in my hand. The straight up Pentel Sharp P200 series feels better in my hand than this pencil does. And so they get the nod. So for features, I rated it good because the total package just isn't here for me as compared to some other mechanical pencils. And then price, moderate. It retails for $20. You can get it for considerably less, especially if you watch sales at big box stores, especially Office Max and Office Depot tend to have it on sale frequently for, key sales that they have during the year. Like whenever there's back to school, there tends to be some pretty good sales on the GraphGear 1000. And I think I got my second one for like $5 when they had a closeout at one Office Max or Office Depot that I was. And so I was like, GraphGear 1000 for $5? Well, that's definitely worth it. So there you go. It's a solid pencil. It's in my top 10 for a reason. There are a couple key aspects of the pencil that bother me, namely its weightiness and namely that it's not very grippy with that metal knurled grip. And since writing experience is a big deal to me, that's a big problem for me for the GraphGear 1000. I understand why a lot of people like it. It has a lot of great features, especially if you live in a rural area or someplace that doesn't have very good access to big box stores. Odds are pretty good that somewhere in your town there might be some places that's going to sell the GraphGear 1000. So depending upon where you live, this might be the best pencil that's available to you locally without having to order something online. And so check it out. Many people swear by it, and I can totally see that. And so if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And check out my blog, klexer.wordpress.com. I'll leave a link in the video here so you can check that out. And pretty soon I'm thinking about doing a review of my whole pencil case, which Super V-Power, who's another mechanical pencil and general pencil collector that I follow on YouTube, he'll do bi-yearly roundups of his pencil case, and I'm thinking about doing one of those for my collection. And then I also want to do a video that features all of my top 10 so that I can discuss them auditorily and not just have it in writing like on my blog. So check it out. Pentel GraphGear 1000. Great mechanical pencil. It comes in at number 8 on my top 10 and definitely has the quality and the features that you might be looking for. And depending upon your tests, or your tastes, you might like the grip a lot better than I do. Have a good one.